It's weird about humans, um, or at least the humans that I've known. What's so weird is that when people die, when people die, it's like everybody was their best friend. Um, Everybody has such fond memories, and even their flaws become quirky and kind of beautiful in a poetic sort of way. And while we're here, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say nobody gives a shit, but people get exhausted. But they don't remember that when you die. And every time somebody dies, we all try to sit around and remind ourselves and each other to appreciate what we have while it's here, but we never quite do. I mean, serial killers and child molesters and all those people aside, us regular people are really quite cruel to each other on a daily basis. And I think that a lot of that has to do with preserving our own ego. And even when people die, I guess it's kind of about preserving our own ego because suddenly that person's popular and and it's like, well, how's my best friend? So then you become special, part of the inner circle of the momentarily popular person's life. It's really strange. Um, I mean, I think that's one thing that drew me to poetry, and I still can't get into like the Robert Frost or the rhyming discussion of bluebirds um, chirping with doves and with love or whatever Hallmark thing. I mean, like like Sharon Olds poetry or Rilke or Rumi or um, Bukowski or Do You Want a Chicken Sandwich or Beth Lissick I mean or Susan Brown or Kim Adenizio or anybody whose poems moved me, anything that was real about life, about um, what it is to be a wholly imperfect human being. Um, like that always grabbed me, which is why holding this stupid phone in my hand and recording this feels absolutely retarded. And yeah, I'm going to say the word retarded because it is retarded. It is stunted in growth. uh, it's, I don't know. There's, I mean, I remember Susan Brown always used to quote something that she read somewhere: "No tears for the writer, no tears for the reader." Um, But I don't know, we avoid it. We avoid, especially, it seems to me more and more, we avoid the real humanity of, I mean, everything is a political debate or a debate about the patriarchy, and sexism, or racism, and it's all like, or being canceled, or like, it's all like catchphrases, and just a bunch of jargon word salad that it feels like there's something authentic that has been lost. Um, I mean, even down to fucking nose ring. Um, Apparently, these days it's a political statement, and kids these days with their rainbow hair or whatever are fighting for some kind of cause, and nothing feels like it's all fighting for a cause for the sake of fighting for a cause and putting on the uniform of whatever cause you're fighting for. And I mean, I don't know. There's something genuine. Um, I think with all the time that we spend glued to our phones, uh, we lose. I mean, I think that I find myself looking at my face closer and closer every day, noticing the wrinkles, or noticing the bags, or the whatever age does to my face. And I mean, why was it that when I was 21, 22 years old, I was pondering the human condition, and thinking about concepts that were larger than myself, and the depths of human suffering, and the beauty of music, and just the overflowing of humanity and emotion that was capable, and art. I mean, the brilliance of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, or um, Albert Camus, or Plato's Allegory of the Cave, or something. And now it's just, or Rilke's Letters to a Young Poet. Um, I know it's just, it's our algorithms are, and I'm not going to go on a rant about algorithms and social media, but it has become our reality. And I, I, I feel that like maybe my 19-year-old self would be so simultaneously proud of and enamored with, and also highly disappointed in my current almost 50-year-old self. Because I think that that girl, that woman would have been like, he fought so long and so hard, and not for feminism and equality, blah, 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 but just to be yourself, and to read things that made you feel strong and made you feel like divine understanding of the human race, even if, even if it's ultimately atheism. There's something that connects us all, and and yeah, I guess the easiest way to put it is that we dumb everything down. Everything's dumbed down. Everything is for quick, zero attention span. Um, and echo chambers and um, things that reinforce our own already held beliefs. Uh, you know, 5 people sitting around a room looking into their own phones and all of them watching different YouTube videos or uh, Instagram videos or TikTok or whatever, and all of them is, the all of those videos are all specifically algorithmed to our own tastes and what we like to watch and what it's deemed that we want to hear, and it's all reinforcing our own beliefs and nothing is challenging us and yada yada. And I know that I'm saying the same shit that everybody else with a fucking brain thinks, but I mean, but don't we all complain about it and we all end up feeling more isolated, and but we keep doing it and we can keep complaining, but then we don't complain enough because we're afraid that if we try to say it on video to you, dear iPhone, it's going to be passed over because it's not quick. It's not fast. It's not short attention span. It's not like flash, flash, flash. It's not Mr. Beast. It's not fucking wow, wow. It's not tits. It's not Ozempic. It's not fucking the next miracle diet, the next miracle fucking foundation. Look at how smooth my face is. Look, I'm brushing it on. And it's not fucking getting ready for whatever the fuck people get ready for when they're fucking putting on their makeup and telling their stupid drama stories. I got plenty of drama stories. I just don't have the fucking makeup regimen to back it up, for a sufficient following. Uh, People tell stories about, oh, this one girl did me wrong in high school 2 years ago, and it gets 5 billion views. And no, I'm not talking shit about influencers. And yes, I'm simultaneously talking shit about influencers. I mean, I'm old enough that I was there when the .com bubble burst, and influencers are the new .com. I mean, I don't know. If they're lucky, they'll get old like me and they'll struggle with makeup regimens as well. And they won't be like squirting shit onto their face and going, nah, da, 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 while they tell about how their best friend did them wrong 2 years ago and said some shit that bothered them briefly. I mean, this is the shit that we watch. This is the shit that I watch. Uh, I'm not going to say, that band that I was into before they got popular, but, back in the late 90s, I had a television set that the only channel that came in was The God Show. That's what I called it. It was like TV evangelists. And I'd get so outraged, but it was funny too. Um, and so I didn't watch the TV very often. And then it just became like, now we have the phones and 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 the tablets and the phones and the phones and the tablets and the phones and the phones and the tablets and the phones. And we all seek social validation from some nebulous, all knowing being out there that's not God, but it's like the social, it's like the popular kids in high school. It's like every one of us is like hoping that this like weird, vague idea of what the popular kids, what what we want them to think about. I don't even know. It's like people that aren't even very interesting. I mean, validation, like models starving themselves, and each of us trying to dye our hair so that we're prettier, or trying to find the perfect makeup, to make our skin look smooth and not have bags under our eyes. Why? I mean, I, I know so many people who have died when they were young, died when they were way too young to die. And they probably would give anything to have some wrinkles and be able to still be here just to experience a roller coaster or stretching out in a comfy bed or laughing at a Jimmy Fallon joke or I don't know. Um, and we just sit and obsess. I'm too fat. I have this now. I have a fucking belly now, which I never imagined I would ever have. And that is what we think about. That is what is going on right here. Like in this, I just picture it being this part of the brain because that's where if I were a cartoon drawer, I would put it right. Maybe that's because in Bugs Bunny cartoons, that seems to be where all the thought bubbles came from. But like, shouldn't have this, you shouldn't have this, you shouldn't have this, you shouldn't, and I mean, I even turned down the lights in my room before recording this video. What the fuck is wrong with us? The fuck is wrong with us? Because if we're single, then we have to think about dating sites. We have to think about how pretty our pictures are. If we feel like we're not going to be attractive enough, I mean, like, okay, if we don't use filters, people are like, "Oh my god, you look like an old hag." Or if you do use filters, it's, "Oh my god, you use filters. That's fucking gross." And because nobody actually goes out and actually meets people in a organic way anymore. We can't even make friends in an organic way. So we have to try to look pretty for the fucking flat screen in front of us. And we have to supposedly find like our mate. And who even says that we're supposed to have a mate? I mean, everything says that we're supposed to have a mate because you're not really anything if somebody doesn't love you. And once your parents and your relatives start dying, all those people who did love you, well, they're going fast. They're going very fast. And um so fast you almost can't even keep up with it. And so you better fucking find that man or woman who's going to love you and accept you, or else you're going to end up being a cat lady and you're going to end up being eaten by your cats or dogs, but usually cats. They're going to eat you. You're going to die alone and they're going to eat you. And then when the cops finally come in because a neighbor smelled some foul stench that they didn't even notice the smell of your actual rotting body, which is the most terrible smell in the entire world. What they smelled is your feral cats mating with each other out of control because you're too dead to stop it, and they've all feasted on your body, so their nutrition and their livelihood and their health is coming from your dead body, so they just end up just reproducing, and then it's just the fucking cat pee stench that makes the neighbors call the police because it's irritating, and then they find you and you've been eaten by your cats. That's the uh, you know and I didn't want to have kids because I've been hurt, and because I realized that there's no possible way to provide an actual stable life, a stable, healthy life for a child because you never know when somebody's going to cheat and up and leave and just buck up, buttercup, deal with it. You're 5 years old. Come on, you're old enough to just deal with the fucking shit and then take care of your mom and then be patient with dad and, you know, it's all um deal with it. I don't want to do that to a kid. So I'm going to have cats eat me, but I'm allergic to cats, so it'll probably be like um the air, our gross air is gonna, I don't know where I'm going with this. And I'm not even depressed. I'm not. Actually, I'm pretty happy. Kind of. Um, but I do want love. And um I'm tired of feeling like this underlying part right there in my brain is going, well, you need that skin smoothing moisturizer. You need to put primer on. You need to find the right foundation that deals with your aging skin well enough. And did you know, I'm sure, yes, I am quite aware that plump lips are in, thin lips are out. And the older I age, the thinner my lips become. So I'm fucked, you know? By the time thin lips come back in, because everything kind of circulates back in and out and in and out, I'll be dead. So that sucks for me. I'm not Angelina Jolie, so I don't have DSL. So I work on my technique. Okay, anyway. So I don't have a point, so don't expect me to get to a point. I guess circling back to what I started off to say is that, and then we die. And then we die. And when we die, we're uplifted for about 10 minutes. And the people who really did love us, they'll uplift us for a lot longer. But they'll still regret not being there enough. I had a dream the other night about my dad. I was going along cleaning a room or just walking back and forth, taking care of household errands, and my dad and my aunt were sitting at a kitchen table and they were talking to each other. And suddenly I was in the other room and I heard them talking and I stopped and I was like, wait a second, that's my dad's voice. I knew that. I'd been walking back and forth, but I was like, wait a second, my dad died. But in my dream, he wasn't dead. And I was like, he's not dead. I could hear his voice, I could hear his laughter. My dad didn't laugh very often, but when he did laugh, I, I remember exactly what it sounded like. When he did laugh, it was usually about National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation or Monty Python and the Holy Grail or A Christmas Story. Um, but I heard him laugh and I heard him talking. And I had a bunch of things I had to get done in my dream, but I thought, I need to go and I need to give him a hug right now. Because somewhere in me, I knew he was actually dead. And I needed to tell him that I loved him. And so I walked into that room where he was sitting with my aunt. And I just went up and I gave him a huge hug, huge, long hug. And I was like, I love you, Dad. And and then my dream ended. And and when he was still alive, he used to call me up and he'd leave a message on my voicemail. He'd say, call your dad sometime. I miss you. And why do we have to let it get to that point? Why do we spend so much time on our skincare regimens and our hair? And this is the oldest fucking story. It's been said so many times and it's not new. We all know it's true. But we keep doing it. We keep fucking doing it. Because the algorithms know what boring doctor's office we're sitting in that we just need to pass the time to get through. Or or what pain we're trying to avoid when we're lonely or somebody's hurt us. We just lay in bed and we play our stupid games on our phones, stupid fucking Angry Birds or whatever the fuck it is people play anymore. Because it takes longer to call your mom and tell her that you love her, or go and hug your dad, or face the embarrassment of telling a group of your friends that you appreciate them because you're afraid that they'll laugh at you because everybody in junior high laughed at you. So we're carrying all this shit left over from junior high where people bullied us and pantsed us and made fun of our weird eyebrows or thin lips, or people on the internet making fun of our nose rings, or whatever the fuck it is that people find wrong with us. And that's all we hear in our heads, so we're afraid to fucking be vulnerable and reach out and tell people we love them. And so we just keep playing the games. We keep trying to, perfect our skincare regimen and use Ozempic and starve ourselves and try to achieve whatever it is that the prettiest person we've thought of can look like. Try to be them and just continually be unhappy with our own selves and trudge along and pass the time with our stupid fucking games. Games on our phone and games in real life. Games. And they're not fun games. They're not fun games. I'd rather play Cards Against Humanity or Jenga or Jeopardy. I'd rather play that. But we're so stupid and we're so stuck in our own limbic system. Just, I think the technology grew faster than our brains did. And we're still the same stupid, pathetic, petty, dumb shits we've always been. Really smart dumb shits. We're pretty smart, but we're so petty. I'm going to go put on my moisturizer and continue to age and then eventually die. I'm not smarter